guys, this is SansCorpsTarot, and today I'm back again with another pick a group reading. So today we are going to be looking at your next relationship. So I'm trying to keep this a positive, lighthearted reading. So we're going to be, getting, what they're like, the person that you are in a relationship with next, what they're like, maybe where you meet them, when you meet them, how far away from now. Just a little bit of what the relationship's like, and it's going to be mostly, lighthearted, good energy, because, if you're going to be in a relationship with them, then obviously something about them made you want to be in a relationship with them. So I'm going to be focusing on that stuff, less of like, the outcome or anything. So we have 3 piles for you today. So pile 1, or 3 groups. Group 1 is this heart necklace, white heart necklace. Group 2 is this brown wooden necklace. Group 3 is this, it's, like a little tree of life necklace. It's actually, this is a pendant and then a separate little chain. I just sort of independently put them together. So that's group 3. So my recommendation would be to meditate on the energy of the groups, and then meditate on the energy that you think your next relationship is gonna have. If you specifically have been craving a certain type of connection, maybe put yourself in the energy of, fantasizing about that type of connection, dreaming about it, and then whatever energy that is that you put yourself in, try to find whichever group aligns the most with it. And so I will leave it there, and I will see you guys in your readings. Hey guys, so the craziest thing happened. I thought I resumed the reading, but I never pressed the button, I guess. So, I just like literally went on for so long, and I have none of it recorded. I think I went on for like 40 minutes, and I like pulled your cards and everything, but anyway, so, I guess I'll just start all over again, I guess. So the first tarot cards that we got for you were the Page of Wands. That was the first card that came out. I forget where I paused this, but yeah, anyway, Page of Wands, very important card to me. It tells me, because it's a card that comes out for me personally in my readings that I've gotten for myself, it tells me that the messages are going to be very close. The messages I relay are going to be very close to my messages I've gotten for myself. So it tells me that you and this person that you're going to be in a relationship with next, you guys have been waiting for a relationship like this for a long time. You guys have both been purposefully manifesting this. So it is giving me an energy of you guys both sort of having in your mind a list of, this is what I want in a partner, this is what I want in a relationship. And I think that list was something that was made and born out of probably previous bad relationships or connections or just negative connections. And I think that you're coming into whatever relationship this is next, you're coming into it very exhausted. You feel like you have been through, all of these cycles over and over again with a whole bunch of different people. You feel like you've had to assert boundaries, cut off people, cut off toxic people, discern people's projection, and you feel just you feel over it, and you feel a little bit disillusioned with relationships, I feel like. And I feel like you feel a little bit wary about anyone that you come across, just sort of naturally. And so you guys are both in this Page of Wands energy. You guys are both really, keeping your head down, looking straight ahead, and just trying to search for this dreamlike relationship that you guys are both purposefully manifesting. And so I think that you guys meet somewhere. You guys meet somewhere where you're able to, you see each other, you meet each other, you're exposed to each other's energy, and then you sort of, separate. You go physically separate for a little bit, but you're still energetically connected. And during that energetic connection but physical separation, I think it's something very brief, it's probably like days or something. But during that period of time, I think that you guys sort of, okay, well, let's backtrack a little bit. You guys meet each other. You guys, first of all, this person is someone very different from your usual type, very different from someone that you've usually dated. It's also giving me the energy that they're probably someone just a little bit different from you. I feel like you've probably been in connections with people who are just similar to you, maybe similar energy, similar friend groups, similar, for example, like if you're a jock, you've only dated other jocks. And I mean, I don't think that jocks are a thing that exists, but I know that's a stereotype that people are familiar with, so it's easy to use. So maybe you're a jock who's only ever dated any other jocks, and this person is a brainiac who's only ever dated other brainiacs. I think that you guys have both sort of always a little bit dreamt about like a relationship with that opposite type of person. I feel like the relationships between like the jocks and the brainiacs in the movies were something that you were really, into, and you were really touched by them. And I think that, but I just think that wasn't ever a relationship that you were in. But that's going to be the energy, the external energy that this person has. So you're going to be very enticed and attracted to them initially by that, because even though there's not your usual type, they're the type that maybe you're a little bit like secretly drawn to. Maybe you feel like it's a little bit of like a karmic draw to it. But so you guys are going to really, I mean, it's the star card, so it's going to be dream-like energy. You guys are going to meet it, you guys are going to see each other, and you guys are like, whoa. But then there is going to be an energy of like, okay, hold on, they're just a really hot person, they're really, really hot, but hot people have existed before, let's hold on. But I feel like you guys are just sort of like, you guys are on the outskirts of each other's energetic fields in whatever situation you guys meet in. So it could be, something that was coming to mind was like a shopping mall. So, especially because the Cards Against Humanity cards that we got, one was being rich and the other one was about buying weed. So, I think that you guys could really be in a situation where you're buying things. That's where you meet this person. It could be that you're buying things from a store they own, because I feel like they really are a little bit wealthier than you are. Or, they're buying things from a store that you work at, maybe. But it could definitely be something like that. But it could also be something like, friends of friends that you hang out with once with your mutual friends, and you guys are just, buying things, or maybe you guys are out to eat together, and that's where the energy of sort of like buying things and financial status comes into play, because I think that you guys sort of figure that this person's a little bit well off or a little bit better off than you, but you guys are very intrigued initially by this person, but you're like, wait, let's not rush in. But I think that your person is like, nope, let's rush in. And so I think that you guys meet initially really. I think that you like their energy. You definitely do like their energy, but I don't think that you're very trusting of it. I think that you meet them and you see how hot and beautiful they are, and how much of like a genuine emotional connection you guys have. You guys talk, and it's like you guys talk and you make a lighthearted conversation, but it's the type of conversation where it's not just about like the weather. It is still lighthearted conversation, but it's, you know, there are little bits of your soul in the conversation. There are little bits of your personality. And you know, maybe it's like you make just like a witty remark or something, or maybe there's like a catchphrase you or they always say. And, you know, it's just you guys get some sort of glimpse into their personality through this like, conversation. And I think it is probably a pretty superficial or shallow conversation. But again, like deep enough of a conversation that you got a genuine interest in them, like regardless of how they look physically. And then I think you guys separated, and I think during that separation, that brief separation, I think that, you know, you got in your head, you were like, oh, this person would be a dream person, but there's no way that it'll actually happen for me. There's no way this is true. There's no way that they'll actually, you know, be a stable person in my life, or there's no way that they actually genuinely have this energy. Maybe they're lying about it. Maybe I was misinterpreting it. But I think that, you know, there again is some energy of you guys are on the outer skirts of each other's energetic field. So I think that soon after you guys meet each other for the first time and go into that little brief separation, you guys see each other again. So maybe it's like you going back to that same shop where you met them before, or, you know, them coming back to wherever they met you, or you guys hang out with your mutual friends again. Or if this is like a coworker situation, maybe it's, oh, yeah, maybe you guys met them at like a coworker get together, and maybe you guys go to another coworker get together and see them again. But there's some energy of you guys coming back very soon afterwards, and it's like it gives you time to sort of like second guess this person and their intentions with you, but it gives them time to sort of like decide that they really want to do something and really want to move forward. And so they do. And so I think that they very easily pursue you, ask you out on a date. And then right after this Nine of Swords came out, it was the Ten of Pentacles. So this relationship is going to be something grounded. So a message that is really strongly coming through is that I think that this is going to be a very significant relationship for you guys. Even though I didn't want to speak about outcome or anything like that, I just wanted to focus on, you know, the energy of the connection. The energy that this connection is giving me is completion. It's giving me the energy that you guys both, you know, separately were manifesting throughout your entire lives. With every failed connection that you experienced, every lesson that you learned from connections, you were manifesting this person and this connection. And so I think that this is going to be someone like a life partner or like a future spouse. And, you know, with that being said, if you resonate with this reading so far, I definitely recommend checking out my other readings, my other future spouse readings, because I've definitely tapped into this energy before. But so yeah, this is going to be a significant relationship. Oh, another message that I had was I feel like you guys both are very, you know, ambitious people. I feel like you both have something in life that you want to do, want to achieve or accomplish. It could be something, you know, like kids, family, house, a dog, or maybe it's something like you have a specific career, or maybe you want to start a nonprofit, or maybe you even want to like write a book or something. And I think this person is going to have a similar ambition that really mirrors yours. And I think that you guys together are going to sort of meld or mesh those ambitions together, those dreams together, and you guys are going to sort of like combine your powers and go towards that joint mission together. And it's going to be just sort of like a very powerful third energy that you guys create together. I think that is a little bit down the line in your relationship, because again, I think this is going to be a very, very long standing relationship. But there is some energy of like, you know, down the line, maybe when you guys are like, you know, maybe, you know, 5-10 years into a relationship, you guys really start to look towards curating this thing. You look towards, you know, resurrecting it, or, you know, erecting it, building it from the ground up. But yeah, so that's a little bit into your relationship, but that was another message that was coming through. But okay, so a little bit about this, you know, coming into this next relationship though. So this relationship's going to be both wonderful because of how dreamlike it is, but also a little difficult because of that. So the only reason why it's going to be difficult is because it is going to be a little difficult for you to sort of feel like this is going to be a stable relationship. So, because especially after that first meeting, you almost became more doubtful of this person. You went back home after you first met them and you thought, man, I wish that that could have been the person. They would have been perfect, but it definitely isn't, just because it never has been before. So this definitely isn't that person because it's never happened before, which, that's a logical fallacy. You can't say that something is not going to happen in the future just because it hasn't happened in the past. That doesn't really make sense if you think about it philosophically. But I mean, so I think that you're going to feel like the psychic spiritual intensity of this connection so much, so intensely, that it's going to make you feel like it's not grounded and that this isn't real life, basically. So yeah, there is an energy of, meeting this person for the first time and sort of thinking this is too good to be true. Maybe you don't think that they're the person that they portray themselves to be. Maybe you just think that you're misinterpreting them as a person. But I think that there just ultimately is some sort of distrust that keeps you from wanting to move forward as quickly as this other person does. And so I think that they're going to try to progress this relationship a lot faster than you're comfortable with. So I think that you do have to you're being encouraged to express those feelings to them, because I think that they will be receptive and understanding to it. And I think that it is going to help inspire them to sort of take more meaningful, grounded actions towards you to show their loyalty and how much you can trust them. So I think that they're going to feel inspired to do things for you, like, little acts of service, buy you little gifts, or see things that remind you of them and get them for you, or, know that you need things and go out and do them. Yeah, it's giving me a lot of acts of service, honestly. But just a lot of, loyalty, if you need someone to come with you to a doctor's appointment, they'll offer themselves, or yeah, you won't have to ask, they'll be trying to offer you a lot of things, a lot of little things to sort of demonstrate their loyalty to you. And I think it's going to work, and I think it's going to help you feel more like this is a relationship grounded in real life. It's going to help you feel like this is a dream in reality instead of that this is a dream in your head. It's going to help this star sort of merge with this Ten of Pentacles to make something grounded. So yeah, we have the Ten of Swords clarifying the Page of Wands, and that just sort of was telling us about how sort of over, bad relationships you guys are. And so there's an exhausted energy that you guys are both coming to this next relationship with, but mostly just like a wise energy, an energy of like, I am not even going to waste my time on silly little things like arguing over petty stuff. It's like I am so tired and done with these things. I am forced to have incredible boundaries because I'm just too tired to not have good boundaries. So you guys are going to be just so wise and mature in this connection. You guys aren't really gonna, you won't fight over petty things. You guys are gonna have the self-awareness to know when you're getting mad sort of unjustly, and you're gonna be able to, have the maturity and take a step back and, tell them, hey, I'm like not feeling that great right now. I don't think that we should talk about this right now because I'm not in a good headspace and I'm not gonna say nice things. So Five of Swords, yeah, what I was getting is, so Ten of Swords is like the exhaustion that you were feeling from feeling like, all 10 of these swords in your back, all of these failed relationships, failed connections, disappointing people that just sort of, they did help show you what you wanted in a relationship, but regardless, the experiences were exhausting. And then it seems like immediately when you just see this person, when you're in their energetic field, it feels like half of those swords are just sort of immediately taken out of your back. This Ten of Swords is immediately cut to the Five of Swords. So it's like, it's cut in half. It's not completely obliterated, but it's cut in half. The potential is there and it's ripe. And then with this Knight of Swords, I'm feeling like the Knight of Swords very much is your person, the person you'll be in a relationship with next. I'll just call them your person. So this is your person, and I'm feeling like, they're here and they're ready to cut this Five of Swords down even more and make it just the Ace of Swords. They're ready to, tell you how they feel about you and to tell you their intentions with you. They're going to be very, very communicative, very blunt and honest. There's so much Swords energy. I'm really feeling like they have a lot of air energy in them. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And so they have a lot of air energy, and they have a lot of fiery energy too. I'm really getting that a lot of them, they could be Aries, or they could be really Libra, or I mean Gemini as well. But yeah, also Libra. But so I'm getting a lot of air energy, but I'm not getting a lot of grounded energy from them. But they're gonna feel how sort of how I think that they're gonna feel how almost like traumatized you are from past relationships. They're gonna feel your fear and your hesitation, your anxieties, and they're gonna want to become a grounded person for you. They're not naturally a very earthy person, but they're going to come at you with a lot of grounded energy, and they're going to offer a lot of grounded energy for you because they know that that's what you need, and that's what you're going to need to feel confident in this connection. So then the Knight of Swords getting clarified by the Eight of Wands is just telling us that, yeah, your person's going to move quick, maybe a little too quick for your comfort. So if that's something you have a problem with, then let them know. And then Ten of Pentacles getting clarified by the Knight of Cups. This is going to be just a very emotionally raw relationship. I feel like you guys are still the Knight of Cups. You guys are wise people. You guys have learned a lot, but there's still some energy of you guys are going to be closing out cycles together. So you guys are going to be sort of turning into the King and Queen of Cups together. You come into it as the Knight of Cups. You come into it still with a lot of maturity, a lot of wisdom, and a lot of respect for each other. But in this relationship, you guys together grow into the King and Queen of Cups. So you grow into people who are just, so wise, so secure in themselves, but also so secure in their connection that, they're not doubting their partner's intentions. They're not, double guessing where they're going. But they're also, they're not projecting their own insecurities into the relationship, basically. And so I think that this is going to be okay. So because there is also, I mean, I was getting a little bit before also with the, the energy of you having a little bit difficulty time feeling like this relationship is something true and sort of accepting it when it comes in. I think that that's going to be one of the lessons that you guys learn together. I think that you're going to learn that it's you're very much living in your head. I feel like you may have air energy too. I feel like you're very much living in your head. You have these manifestations in your head and you're like, oh, one day I'll get this, but then you don't have a lot of belief in it actually happening. It's like you think that you have a lot of belief, but then you were literally spoon-fed this person and you still didn't believe it. So there is some sort of disconnect needing to be healed there, and I think this relationship is going to heal it. It's going to sort of bring to light a lot of things that you didn't know were problems, and it's giving me an energy of like, just finishing touches. I feel like a lot of you guys, both you and your person, before you come into union, you guys do a lot of emotional healing on your own. And then I feel like you guys just put the finishing touches on it when you guys do fully come into union and have your relationship together. And so these cards, we had some Cards Against Humanity cards come out. And so a lot of what these cards just told me basically was that your energies are just very opposing. They're very contradictory to one another, like outright. It is giving me sort of yin and yang energy because immediately when you look at yin and yang, they are, they're different. One's white, one's black, and then even the names are different, yin and yang. But then, there's that indisputable similarity between them, whereas, they're both, one's black and one's white, but they're, they're both the same shape with, the same little dot associated with it. And then, yin and yang, they're two different words, but they're not so drastically different words. So there is an energy of you guys, your external energies being different. It's physical, your physical appearance is different, but also something about your energy is different. But then really something about your souls though is very similar, is very much the same. Like specifically when it comes to, you know, values, morals, probably stuff like humor, like the most important things for you in a relationship, you know, things that sort of indicate how well you guys are going to get along. Those are going to be the things that you guys have in common. But then things like, you know, external appearance or maybe hobbies, things like that, maybe they're different. But so we have being rich, and then we have however much weed $20 can buy, and then we have Republicans, a homoerotic volleyball montage, and the American dream. So yeah, I mean, for being rich and then however much weed $20 can buy, those are just two contradictory energies to me. Then same with Republicans and homoerotic volleyball montage. And then the American dream, that was just sort of a card that was indicating that message before for me, where you guys are both going to have a dream that you guys are going, or you guys both have independent dreams, and then you guys are going to merge those dreams together, and you guys are both going to work towards it as like one unified front. It's going to make it very powerful. Okay, so I got out a lot of stuff. I mean, maybe it's best that the earlier reading didn't really record, because I think I rambled for a really long time. Let's see. What other cards should we get? You know, let's get some cards. If we can get any cards, you know, maybe about their appearance or anything. But yeah, this is going to be a long-term stable relationship. This is going to be yeah, this is going to be your future spouse, basically. So I mean, if you want to know a little bit more about your future spouse, yeah, feel free to check out some of my readings. I have a lot of them, a lot of future spouse readings, and I'm going to be making a lot more. So definitely subscribe if you're interested in that, because I can tell this is an energy I've picked up on before in the past. Let's see, anything else? Who is Pal 1 going to be in a relationship with next? I want to get some physical attributes. They could definitely be a Republican, or maybe just a little bit more conservative, or one of you could be. I mean, there's definitely, yeah, an energy of one of you looks a little bit, yeah, just appearance-wise, different, you know? But again, you guys could be very similar. Maybe they're not actually a Republican, or maybe they are a Republican, but it's like, no, okay, I'd say, you know, maybe they're not a Republican, but they're just, you know, they have a very conservative energy to them, or like maybe looking at them, you would think they're Republican, but they're not. They're, you know, their soul is the same as you. You know, I'm honestly, I'm not inclined to say that you guys are going to have really different political beliefs. I think you guys are going to have similar core political beliefs, maybe some different, you know, little surface level ones, but I think your core political beliefs are going to be similar, because, you know, I think that is going to be something that unifies you towards your you know, your goal, your mission, your dream that you work towards. So we have noisy and we have messy. That's so funny. So definitely one, I'm getting probably maybe you're messy or noisy. I'm feeling like that's an energy of when you guys like move in together. I think that one of you guys is probably going to be messier and noisier than the other. I'm feeling like one person probably is very prim and proper, or it's very neat and organized when it comes to their living space, and I feel like the other one is just simply not going to be. But I'm also well, here, let's get some more cards about this person that they're going to be in a relationship with. I want to know about the person, who this is. We got a little bit about, you know, yeah, we got about where to meet them. Their physical attributes. I know that they're just going to look very different from you, very opposite of whatever you look like, but they're going to be very, very attractive, because we did have that star, and I mean, that star is like out of this world type attractive. It's not like, oh, you're hot, or oh, I think you're cute. It's like, you know, it's like multiple people in the room, look at them. Large, so I feel like they're probably bigger than you, taller than you. It just says big and not small, so I feel like they could, I feel like, I don't know, taller, maybe also just, you know, thicker than you. I feel like they may just have a bigger feeling presence, you know, how, I feel like there is some way in which they're probably physically larger than you, but I feel like however that manifests, it's going to just make you feel like this is a person who's like almost like a protector, like a protective type energy, you know. It's gonna feel nice and comforting. I'm especially getting the energy of, you know, them giving you hugs, like a bear hug or something. It's gonna feel very good, very comforting. And so short, we have large and short. So yeah, I mean, again, wow, it's just beautiful how, you know, how much similar energy comes out. So again, just like, again, the contrast, large and short, Republicans, homoerotic volleyball. So interesting. And then we also have lazy. That's so funny. So yeah, definitely one of you is, you know, honestly, maybe it's this person because I am asking about them. So maybe your person is a little bit lazier, a little bit noisier, a little bit messier, than you are. But take it how it resonates. If you know that you are like a messy, noisy person, then this could be talking about you. Because I think with things like this, it's going to be, you guys aren't really going to mirror each other. I think that, you know, it's going to be one of you who's a little bit messy, noisy, and lazy when it comes to keeping your like spaces clean. And then the other is going to be a little bit more organized. So it's interesting that those messages are coming out. I think that also, I mean, even though lazy is coming out, I think that your person could be very active. So I think that, you know, maybe it's like they're lazy about, you know, things like picking up clothes from the floor, but I think that they're a very physically active person, and probably really care about exercise and just sort of keeping healthy, but also just sort of, you know, I think that they like routine and regimens sometimes. So let's see. Let's get some love cards. So about the Mary Magdalene Oracle cards. So let's get some cards about pile one's next relationship. All about pile one's next relationship. The person that they're in a relationship with. What's that connection like? Ooh. So we have little children. I think that you guys really could have children together. I think that for a lot of you guys, that could be that dream, that ambition that I was referencing, especially with the Ten of Pentacles here. I'm really feeling like, you know, this card always reminds me of the Six of Cups, but like the Six of Cups and then some, you know, because it is the Ten of Pentacles. So I'm feeling like definitely you guys could have little kids, because the Six of Cups is like a little kid's card to me because there are two kids on it usually. So I feel like, yeah, I think that you guys also will just sort of create such a close family together with each other. I think that for a lot of you guys, this is going to be children and a family that you guys want. But I think even if it's not actual like people, I think that you guys are going to just make a very nice community and family within each other. So and then we have Revelation. So that's interesting. So I'm actually going to get a clarifier for that. Revelation, I mean, I love how closely these cards look. So I'm feeling like this card is reminding me of an eyeball. So I'm feeling like I think that this is just going to be something about the intensity of this connection and sort of your disbelief at first. So I think that's, yeah, one of the essences of this relationship is sort of helping you believe that you do deserve all of these beautiful things that you manifest for yourself, because you really did. I mean, and this relationship is more than just you manifesting it. I think that on a deep soul level, you deserve this relationship because it's going to be something so nourishing for you. It's going to be a sense of security unlike anything else that you've felt before. Just such a reassuring presence in your life. But I mean, I think there is an energy of, you know, I think that you have had it a little hard in life. I think that you've been screwed over a few too many times. And so I think that you know, you've learned the lessons in life, but I feel like now you know, your lesson to learn is that you don't always have to learn a lesson, and that life can be good, and you can receive blessings solely because they're blessings and not because there's a hidden lesson inside of it. And so there, with Revelation, I'm feeling like, you know, this relationship is going to teach you that you deserve this absolute dreamlike energy. You deserve this star. You know, this, whatever you dream in your mind, you do deserve it because you have taken the concrete steps to sort of envision it. And it's not that you want these things for any sort of, you know, shallow reason. You want these things because of the pure joy that they can bring you. And you can picture that joy so clearly. And I think that you're also being very called to sort of actively manifest anything that you want, truly anything. If it's aligned with you, it should come to you pretty effortlessly. So I think that you are going to, through this relationship, you're going to learn that you do deserve, not only are you someone who manifests things, or not only do you deserve to like have the process of manifestation, but you deserve to sort of reap the rewards of it, you know? Like, you're not just here to manifest things, you're here to actually bring them in. You're not just here to think about them and try to manifest them, you're here to actually manifest them, you know? And so I feel like you're very comfortable and confident in the stage where you're like, I'm going to try and manifest this, but you're not confident in the stage of accepting that manifestation when it's given to you. You're much more comfortable in sort of closing out cycles and learning lessons and cutting people off and seeing, you know, the lessons and everything. You're much more comfortable with that because that's what you're used to. You're not used to seeing a blessing as a blessing because it's just a blessing. You're not used to being in a relationship because it's healthy and loving. You're used to being in a relationship that was maybe born out of codependency or projection, or, you know, rose-colored glasses where you didn't really see the person for their true colors at first. And so I think that this relationship is going to teach you that, you know, you deserve nice things, basically. And not just nice things, but you deserve, like, whatever it is. If you can picture this thing bringing you ultimate joy, and then, you know, it is meant to come and bring you ultimate joy. If you can genuinely picture it and feel it in your soul, then it is meant for you. And so that's what this relationship is going to teach you, which is always a beautiful energy. Let's see, let's get any other cards. This is such a, just like a deeply soulmate energy, you know, in this reading, but like more than that, honestly, like just a bond. You know, I am inclined to say twin flame, but what this, the type of twin flame this relationship would be, type of twin flame relationship this relationship would be the type where you guys are both basically healed before you come into union. It would be the type of twin flame relationship where you guys haven't met each other before, but you guys have, you know, done the work enough that you don't need to have that painful separation that you hear about other people having. And then we have eternal embrace. So yeah, you guys are going to be very affectionate and loving with each other. The Matrix. This relationship is going to just, I mean, it's going to feel like the Matrix in a little bit of a bad way at first, or just in a little bit of a dissociative way, but then it's going to feel like an exciting thing. It's almost going to give me the energy of like every day you're going to be like, oh my gosh, it feels like I'm just playing The Sims and I'm like living a fantasy, a dream. Let's go. This is so exciting. You know, eventually you'll get to an energy of like every day is a dream, instead of feeling like, oh, today is just a dream and tomorrow's going to be misery, real life. It's going to feel like, oh no, every day is a real true dream. And then the Beloved. I love these cards, how it's like red, red, purple, purple. Beautiful. And then Ascension, that's basically you guys. I think that there is going to be some sort of spiritual awakening that occurs when you guys come into union and come together. Yeah, for sure. Okay, now I'm nearing the end, but right now I'm gonna get some dye about when you guys could meet this person. So yeah, I'm feeling, well, first let's get the dye. I'm feeling like this could be, well, no, let's get the dye first. because you do have the Page of Wands, I feel like you guys are having to wait. I feel like it's going to be different for different people, depending on how, you know, how many swords basically you feel like you have on your back, because you're going to need to get to this 10 of swords before you find this relationship. There is going to be a feeling of just pure exhaustion before you come into union. But let's see, when is this person going to, when is pile 1 going to meet their person that they'll be in a relationship with next? So we have 3, 4, 3, 4, and 3. So let's see, 7, 10. So 10, I'm getting this is like 10 months. So for some of you guys, it could be, I feel like 4 to, okay, I'm gonna get 4 to 10 months for some of you. But then for some of you, it could also be something, you know, because we have 2 3s and then we have the 4 for some of you guys, it could be something like 2 to 4 years. So again, depending on how many swords you have in your back, and like, well, okay, so honestly, I'm gonna say, for some of you, because this is going to be your next relationship, so I feel like for the people, if it's going to be years, I feel like you guys are probably going to have, you know, some connections beforehand that are probably going to put these swords in your back. You may have actual connections or actual relationships, and in that case, maybe, you know, choose another pile. But, you know, I think for most of you, it's going to be around 4 to 10 months. 4 to 10 months, but then I would extend the 10 months to maybe, you know, 2 years for some people. Because I'm not getting that it's going to be so soon, but I'm getting that, you know, I feel like a lot of different people may have chosen this one, so I feel like it could be a little different, yeah, depending on just where you are in your journey. Okay, so I got that. So yeah, okay, I'm pretty confident 4 to 10 months. Yeah, like there's just no cards that were really giving me like explicit confident like time energy in this reading. So I feel like it is going to be very different, but I feel like it's also going to be a little irrelevant, you know? I don't think that you are going to be you're not meant to really know when, specifically you guys, because I think that you guys are going to be in the, you know, looking, searching Page of Wands energy for so long. Almost, it's going to feel like you just sort of stumble upon this person when you're just ultimately exhausted and you feel like almost like there's no hope. But okay, now I'm going to get some possible initials for their name. See if they have any last messages for us. Alright. So pile 1's initials for future spouse. Pile 1's future spouse. I call them a future spouse. I mean, I basically think they are. Pile 1's initials for their person. Alright, so we have F, O, A. Ooh, we have the blank one. E. A lot of another A, so another E. So they could have double letters in their name. They could have just like a lot of vowels in their name also. So F, E, F, A, O. And then this is the blank Scrabble piece. So there could be something, you know, maybe they change their name, maybe they go by a nickname, maybe they go by like a really silly nickname, or, you know, they could be one of those people who, you know, go by their last name, you know, their friends call them by their last name, but there could just in general be some, you know, kind of weird aspect with their name, or just not weird, but like, you know, some aspect that is like, oh, their name isn't really their name. It could be, you know, if they, you know, maybe they changed their name or something, or they just have like a super common nickname that's like drastically different from their actual birth name. But okay, these are the initials that I have for you. F, A, O, E. I don't think I'm getting any names. I'm getting Ozark. So maybe one of you guys like that show. That could be a message for you guys. But okay, pile 1. I am going to leave your reading there. If you liked this reading, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. But yeah, definitely, if you resonated, definitely subscribe, because I'll probably be channeling your energy more in the future. But also, definitely feel free to check out my other future spouse readings, because I think for sure you would probably have messages in those readings if you resonated with this, and feel like your next relationship is going to be with someone who you'll spend the rest of your life with. But okay, pile 1, I am going to leave your reading there. Have a very nice day or night whenever you're watching this, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Hey, pile 2, welcome to your reading. If you chose this little pendant guy, oh my gosh, you can barely see it. Hold on. If you chose this little pendant guy, I have my phone flashlight on it. This will be your reading, all about your next relationship. So first, I got this necklace while I was like on a little trip with my friends. So it could be that you meet this person in like a social way like that too. This is also a necklace that it was made by the indigenous people of Canada. So maybe, you know, you or your person will be, you know, indigenous, or maybe just even, you know, from a different place, or have just a different culture from you. So let's see. Pile 2. I'm gonna just refer to this person as your person, because it's easier than saying the person you're gonna be in a relationship with next. So what is pile 2's next relationship gonna be like? What is pile 2's next relationship going to be like? That was a great shuffle. What is pile 2's next relationship going to be like? Alright. Ooh. So we have the Ace of Wands coming out. So we could have fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Ace of Wands. So this is definitely giving me, I mean, a lot of exciting energy. I need to wait for more cards to come out, because I can tell that it connects more to the necklace and the backstory that I have with my necklace than I can tell yet, but I can feel the sort of like the energetic connection between them. Ooh, the Queen of Pentacles. So you have the Ace of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. So what is this next relationship going to be like? Pile number 2. Ooh, and then the Nine of Wands. So the Ace of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, and then the Nine of Wands. And I'm going to get clarifiers from a different deck. So definitely fire energy, 2 wand suits. With the Queen of Pentacles, though, that's earth energy, so it's grounded. So that's Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. I'm getting that this person could really have a lot of Capricorn, a lot of strong Capricorn, but also a lot of strong Leo. That's the energy that these cards are giving me right now. I don't know, I'm still a little bit confused by this energy. So let's see, let's get a clarifier for the Ace of Wands. So let's see, the next relationship with this person. I think that you guys are going to have a very good physical relationship, though. So I think, like, that is going to be Queen of Swords. So Ace of Wands, clarified by the Queen of Swords. So this could be an LGBT relationship, because we have Queen of Swords and then Queen of Pentacles. Take what resonates, though, of course. So Ace of Wands, I think this is going to be someone who they have a lot of energy. They do. I feel like this is them. I feel like the Queen of Pentacles is you. I feel like they're the Queen of Swords. But I feel like they have, they have this Ace of Wands, or they're like trying to make this Ace of Wands, but I feel like this Nine of Wands is really coming from their energy. So let's get a clarifier from the Queen of Pentacles. We got 2. So we have the Three of Wands, and we have the Three of Pentacles. Wow, 2 energies come out with the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, and then can I get a clarifier for the Nine of Wands? Wow, the Nine of Wands has the Page of Pentacles. A lot of Pentacles energy now are coming out. So yeah, definitely could have Capricorn energy. But then, I mean, the Wands again, you only have one sword suit, and you have no water. The only even reference to water is in the Three of Wands and the Ace of Wands. So let's look at this energy. Okay. Who is this person? This person is someone who, if I'm being honest, they're not, they're not the most emotionally in tune. I think that their emotions are just a little bit of like an untapped well that they have inside of them. I just think that that's sort of uncharted territory for them. So I think that they are sort of, in a lot of their actions, they act out of sort of unknowing emotion. And I think that that's a little bit, your relationship is going to help them in that way, because I see that you are the Queen of Pentacles. So, it's not like you are really, have so much, emotional depth yourself. I mean, I think you do, but I don't, you're still the Queen of Pentacles. You're not the Queen of Cups. So I think that you still, mostly you're a grounded, earthly, physical energy. You're not so emotionally ridden, but I think that you are in tune with your emotional side, and I think that you're going to help sort of bring that out of this person. But I think as they come into this relationship, and, even as they are in this relationship, I think they're just not so in tune with their emotions. But this is like a very passionate relationship, so I think that you have a lot of physical chemistry with them. You have a lot of opportunity to like do things with them, to make things with them, specifically, like sexual things, because this Queen of Pentacles was clarified by the Three of Wands and the Three of Pentacles, and so it tells me that what are you able to ground? What are you able to sort of birth? Because this Queen of Pentacles does have, Queen of Pentacles a little bit has the Empress energy to me. And so it feels like she is birthing something. She's trying to like consciously ground something. And then what is that? It's the Three of Wands and the Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Wands tells me, sexual things. And then the Three of Pentacles tells me, actual, real connection type things, or real relationship type things. So I think that you guys are going to do a lot of stuff together. I think that you guys are going to go on a lot of trips together. You guys are going to just make a lot of memories together and have a lot of fun. I think that there's a lot of joint energy, so I feel like this person I feel like their love language is probably going to be, I mean, 1, sex, and 2, like physical touch, and probably words of affirmation. I think that they're going to be very physically affectionate with you, probably give you a lot of hugs, snuggles, and like kisses, probably a lot of like neck kisses I'm feeling. But I think that you guys are just going to like experience a lot of things with them. And so I think that, yeah, I don't think that they're gonna, outright buy you a lot of things, but I think that they would be the type of person to be like, hey, you want to go shopping? Let's go shopping together, and like I'll pay for it all. So I don't think that it's, they're not gonna want to go out and buy you something themselves and then just like give it to you. They're gonna want to like have an experience with you, have time together. I think that quality time also is probably one of their love languages. So this is going to be a very exciting relationship. I think that you guys are going to, I am getting a lot of travel, especially with the Three of Wands. I feel like you guys are going to a lot of like weekend trips, weekend getaways I'm getting. Maybe not even like to far away places. Maybe you guys just drive somewhere, and it is giving me the energy of like, you just drive to a random place just for the sake of being in a hotel so that you guys can like, have a lot of sex like and just like relax for like 48 hours straight. I don't think that you're like going on trips. I mean, I think that that's, some of the trips that you're going on are like to, to experience things, but I think a lot of the trips are just sort of to like feel sensual fulfillment. It's like the concept of hedonism. I think a lot of the trips are just sort of meant to elevate your quality of lives and to make you guys feel a little bit more like excited, a little bit more sensual, a little bit more, luxurious. So let's see, with the Page of Pentacles, I think that this is going to be someone who they have some walls, because it is so like emotionally barren. This Ace of Wands has a little bit of water behind it, and this Three of Wands has a little bit of water behind it too, but there's no actual suits of wands. It's like you guys can see the emotions in them. Maybe they can even see how their emotions play out into their actions, but they have trouble like controlling it in real time. They have trouble like actually putting it into a cup and handing it to you. All they feel like they can do is sort of like sit off on the distance and like watch their emotions as they overtake them. And I'm not going to lie, that is going to be a struggle that this relationship is going to face, but I think that that's going to be something that you help them through. You're going to help bring out the emotional side to them. And this relationship is ultimately going to teach them that, because I think that they really do have a lot of defenses up. It's giving me a lot of toxic masculinity. I feel like they probably are very masculine presence, and so I feel like they don't have to process their emotions, or they don't really want to, or they feel like that's silly, or maybe they just haven't even thought to do it. It's not really something that occurred to them. But I mean, they definitely, I think what they do know is I think that they do somewhat realize that they do have a lot of, walls up from just sort of from them. I'm not even getting really that. I feel like in the past their relationships were a little tumultuous, not terrible, but just, a little bit rough, a little bit, a little bit hard to get through. They really had to trudge through them. And I think that that's really just because they sort of had a lot of karmic connections in their life where they had to sort of play out situations and from their childhood. And I think that they also sort of, just the lack of emotional in-tuneness just sort of made them engage in connections that just weren't the most fun for them. And I don't think that they even consciously have this in their head that they like went through bad relationships, but I think that they mostly just have it in their head that they went through relationships that were difficult, and that's just how relationships are. Relationships are difficult, and I think that your relationship is going to teach them that they don't have to be, and that to some extent they're the ones making it difficult by keeping up these walls. And so it is going to be a little bit before, they're able to really bring them down. I'm feeling like this is someone that you meet very passionately in a little bit of like an obvious situation. So this could be someone that you meet on a dating app, someone that you meet out at a bar, maybe at a club, socializing. I feel like someone that you hit it off with immediately. I feel like there was just sort of like mutual exchange, especially because they're Queen of Swords and you're the Queen of Pentacles, so you guys are sort of on equal footing in that sense. So I think that you guys are, I think that they could have definitely been pursuing you, but I think that to, an outsider looking in, I think that it probably looked like you were pursuing them as much as they were pursuing you. Yeah, but something like lighthearted, but I think that you guys sort of establish your interest in each other, your sexual interest especially, very quickly in each other. Okay, now I want to get some more cards just about sort of like the energy of this connection. And maybe a little bit about where you meet, or how you meet, or what goes on in the connection, or just, you know, the personality. Let's just see what comes through in these cards. So pile twos, next relationship. Give me some cards about pile twos, next relationship. Too many cards, I can't take them. Give me some cards about pile twos, next relationship. So we have being rich. That came out for pile one too. And then, oh my god, no way. Both of these cards came out for pile one. Okay, actually, so I'm going to put them back. I'm going to put them back, and I'm going to reshuffle, because that is too weird. That is too weird. I mean, it must be because they must have been, like, sticking together in the pile or something. But that's still just so weird. Alright, so give me some for pile two. Oh, was I saying pile? No, I don't think I was. Okay, for pile two, can you give me some cards please about pile two's next relationship? What is pile two's next relationship? Oh my gosh. Wow, but then however much money, however much weed $20 can buy came out again, so I guess you guys really did want to get that message. So I feel like, yeah, just sort of the central aspects of your relationship are very important, or there's something that really you guys bond over, and that makes you guys, yeah, it's sort of like in those moments where you guys are bonding over things like, you know, some nice weed, or a beautiful meal, or like great sex, or like a beautiful movie or something. It's in those moments where you bond together and you just feel so close to this person, and those are like basically like the purest moments of joy in your relationship, just pure bliss when you're able to just sort of relax and enjoy those sort of sensual pleasures with this person. It is giving me a lot of Taurus energy, so your person could also be Taurus, because we were getting a lot of Earth. I think that they could be really into their career though. I think that they're giving me like super like driven, like entrepreneur type vibes, you know, like the type of just like go-getter guy who would just like I don't know, like be a businessman, or like a real estate agent, like of his own free will, like as he's like super young or something. Like someone just super like outgoing and out there and driven, and just very determined to make money, you know, like okay, this could be for some of you too. Like maybe this guy plays like fantasy sports. That's something that's coming through. I feel like I like know the type of person that this person is. But let's see, something else about this relationship is my soul. So you guys are going to be like really connected. And I think that, which is, you know, that's nice to see, because it is, you guys bond over a lot of physical things and a lot of experiences together. But I got to be honest, there's not so much emotion that's really readily apparent in your reading. And so I think you do sort of have to dig through some other things before you can really get to that emotion. And so I think that you guys are gonna have to really like tap into this person to get that well out of them. You guys are going to have to sort of hammer them for you know, answers and responses, and just emotional tidbits or anything. You know, you're really gonna have to like beg them to give any amount of emotion to you. But that's only really going to be in the beginning. I think that a little bit, you know, towards it, you know, as you get into the relationship, I think that really one of the things that they're going to learn is, you know, emotional awareness. I think that you're going to help teach them. I think you're going to help teach them how, you know, their actions or their, you know, defenses sort of seep into the things around them, even if it's unconsciously or not on purpose, you know, or even if it's something that you don't realize. So there is a very strong, like, deep soul connection between you guys, and I think that that's sort of, okay, even if this relationship doesn't last, which I'm not saying it isn't, it really could, because there is a lot of there's a lot of pure fire and passion and, you know, warmth between you guys. This fire is giving me a lot of warmth. You know, the experiences that you have together create a lot of warmth between you. But I'm getting that even if this isn't a relationship that lasts your entire lives, this is a relationship that you guys will always be so appreciative of and thankful for, and you guys are going to grow and become better people from it. And even if you stay in this relationship forever, you guys are going to still have that energy. You guys are going to know that this is a relationship that transformed you, that helped you become more in tune with your emotions, and especially for this person. I feel like for you, this relationship, it's going to give you things, you know. I feel like you deserve like good experiences, and you know, you deserve like sensual, you know, sensual pleasures and stuff like that. You deserve to live like, you know, live in the lap of luxury, and I think that that's what this relationship is going to bring to you. It's just going to bring you that sort of, yeah, that warmth and that excitement though also, because this person is very exciting. They're very passionate and outgoing and fiery. Very probably chaotic and spur of the moment too. Probably pretty spontaneous, you know, the type to be like, oh, I just found this Groupon for a hotel that's like 3 hours away. You want to drive there this weekend? Let's do it. Okay, and we also have rap music. So I think that they could like rap music, you could like rap music, but I'm really getting that they could like rap music. Let's see, anything else about pile two's person? Way too many cards. Anything else about pile two's person? Way too many cards again. But the Emma Watson card just flipped up at me. And Emma Watson had wifely duties behind it. Wow. So there could be some sense of like, so this is weird. I'm getting that you guys are definitely on like equal-ish footing. So I feel like you guys are both probably pretty passionate, outgoing people, and I think that that could also make you guys butt heads a little bit, because Emma Watson does have like a little bit of like the goody two shoes girl next door energy for me, and then wifely duties is like, yeah, that's classic, you know. It's like, what do you do with a girl next door? You put her to work with her wifely duties. But so you know, it could be that this person, maybe they're a little bit more traditional than you are, and so, you know, maybe they do sort of want to be the provider for you. Okay, that's what I'm getting. You know, maybe there is some aspect where they want you to have more of like this stereotypical submissive role, even if you're like, regardless of gender, I feel like they feel like the masculine energy, and so I think that they want you to have sort of that feminine role, but I think that they appreciate and are enticed that you also have very masculine energy. I think that they sort of like that you're on that same level as them. There is an energy of like, you know, the past people from their past, it's almost like I don't want to say they got bored of them, but it was like they just like, they had a leg up on them because they were the Queen of Swords, and so it felt like, you know, they were a queen who was constantly messing around with like pages or something, and so they were with these people, but it was like they were with these people that they sort of always knew that they like were better than in some sense, you know. Maybe they were just like more self-aware, or they felt like they were more driven or something, but then when they see you, you are on like a lot more equal footing than other people have been, and it's something that they both at first like they don't like, you know, they wish that you were more of like this feminine submissive energy, but then it's also, you know, that is exactly what entices them about you. That's what they love the most about you, is how much you are like an equal to them. You are like, you know, it is like you're doing them better than they are, you know, like they see like you are just like another version of them almost. And so there is some aspect of them wanting to like protect you and be, you know, the provider, and for you to just sort of like stay at home and do whatever, and, you know, just be more submissive. But I think that you're not going to want to do that, because you definitely have a very strong energy to you as well. You're not going to want to do that, and I think that it's going to be like a point of conflict between you guys, but not actual conflict. It's going to be like it's just going to be something like you're going to know that they're going to want this out of you, and they're going to know that they want that out of you, but you're also both going to know that you're not actually going to do that. And they're going to be kind of attracted to you for that, but it's also going to sort of like mess with them a little bit, because they're going to be like, I'm confused, I'm attracted towards their like masculine, passionate, driven energy, but also like I wish that they would do this and be submissive. But I think that they're going to learn also that that's just sort of them projecting, because I think that they're going to, I think that they do feel a little, they feel a little bit like they can't be the provider if someone else is also providing, or, they have to sort of learn that they don't have to have that role to feel that way about themselves. They don't have to force your relationship dynamic into like provider and providee. You guys can both sort of be providers for each other. But okay, let's get some final oracle cards. Actually, you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to get more of like some physical attributes. Okay, I have some physical attributes. Or like just like not even physical, like personality type things. I feel like I already have a lot of their personality. I feel like they probably like to make jokes. They may think they're really funny. For some of you guys, it could be split. For some of you guys, it could be that they're very like a sarcastic, dry humor, and then for others of you, they could have just like a very obnoxious, like obvious sense of humor. Some of you guys, it could be they try to have more of like a mysterious, scorpionic, sly, mysterious, sarcastic, dry humor, and then other of you guys have more of like a silly little Leo, obnoxious, sort of like in your face, overly loud sense of humor. So let's see, pile 2's next relationship. What's this person like? Tall, so they may be taller than you. Friendly. So yeah, I think that you guys are both friendly. You guys are both friendly people, but it's more like outgoing. Like I think that you guys still like probably just the magnitude of your energies probably do intimidate some people. Messy, that's funny. That came out in the last pile too. So one of both of you could be a little messy. I feel like they're probably pretty messy. Dirty, so yeah, really messy. You guys like probably if you guys move in together, probably they're gonna be yeah, a little bit messy. I feel like they just have like, regardless of gender, they have stereotypical, like that stereotypical man behavior of just like maybe like not really having the best hygiene because like they don't really know that you need to have good hygiene. It's gonna be an energy of like they could be someone who just like doesn't realize they have to wash their sheets, like just because that literally was not something that occurred to them. So maybe they don't wash their sheets and you're like, oh my god, that's disgusting, but they're like, what do you mean, this is just how I've been living my whole life. And then sticky. So I think that's honestly that's very sexual for you guys. I think that you guys are gonna have a deeply sexual relationship. It's gonna definitely bind you guys together, bond you guys together. Okay, let's see. Let's get some oracle cards now about this relationship. Let's get some oracle cards for pile 2's next relationship. Pile 2's next relationship. Ooh. The Judgment. Yeah, so this is going to be that sort of, that's how it's almost going to feel like to them, because I think that this relationship, it's going to teach them more lessons than it has for you to teach. I think this relationship has lessons for them, whereas I feel like this relationship mainly for you, you're going to help facilitate these lessons for them, but I think that mainly for you, this relationship is going to help you just feel good and feel sensual and connect to your like solar plexus and sacral chakras. But I feel like for them, this relationship is going to have like, judgment sort of energy, because, there's that aspect of like they like you because they like you for, how similar you are to them, but also that's what they don't like about you, but they only don't like that about you because, you know, that's just sort of like an unhealthy attachment pattern that they've had in the past. You know, it's something about like they appreciated the control and the power dynamic that they had when they felt like they were sort of like one up on a person, and they don't like being as on equal footing with you, and it's a little uncomfortable for them. But also, this is a relationship that you guys are just like very passionate about, and you guys just absolutely adore being in each other's energy. And so I think that they're gonna bite the bullet, and they're gonna do it. You know, they are going to actually, they're gonna learn the lessons. They are, you know, even if it takes them, you know, the entire relationship, they're going to learn the lessons. Then we have the real you. Yeah, so it's going to teach them to how to open up and be the real them. They're going to become in touch with their feminine side, honestly. They're very overly masculine. I feel like that's what you're really going to help them do. You're going to help them get in touch with their feminine side, because right now they're the Queen of Swords. So they're coming up as a queen. They're coming up as someone who has that feminine potential, but someone who's a very cold feminine, someone who's disconnected from their feminine side. And so I feel like this is going to help them get in touch with their feminine side. I feel like it's going to be sort of like by demonstration of you, because I think that they're going to see you be like this very strong masculine type energy that's very similar to them, and they're going to really respect and revere you because of that, and they're going to think almost like you're doing them better than they are. And then they're going to also see you be emotionally open and vulnerable, and they're going to see you use that as a strength, and, you know, step into that with power and validate yourself in it. And they're going to see you, you know, be emotional and not falter, and they're going to see you, you know, be open about, you know, past mistakes and regrets that you have, and you're going to, you know, be honest and say, yeah, I was only, you know, I said those things to you out of spite and fear, and I shouldn't have said that, and I'm sorry. And they're going to think, wow, this is such a mature person. They're so in touch with themselves, and they're able to admit when they're wrong, and they're able to say, yeah, I shouldn't have done this, or I should learn something from this. And they're going to just respect that so much, and they're going to learn those patterns, and they're going to learn those behaviors from you. You know, they're going to learn how they should behave and how they should conduct themselves from you. Not to say that, you know, this is like a child that you need to raise and mold, but just to say that, you know, you're gonna, in a way, you're gonna be like a role model for them. You are, because you are in touch with your emotions in a way that they are not, and they're going to just admire that out of you a lot. But it's going to be a quiet admiration at first, and then it'll grow as they get to know you. It'll grow deeper and deeper, and that admiration will move them to it'll move them on deep enough of a soul level that they will make those changes for themselves, and they'll slowly become more emotionally in tune with themselves through seeing you demonstrate that. Okay, but let's see, I think that, so the last part of your reading, we're gonna get some die to see about when you guys are gonna meet them, and then we're gonna get some possible initials for them. So let's see. Spirit, when is pile 2 gonna meet this next person? When is pile 2 gonna meet this next person? 2, 6, and 4, which is interesting. Okay. This is automatically an interesting message for me. So 2, 6, and 4, right off the bat, I see that these could be consecutive numbers if it was, or consecutive-ish numbers if it was 2, 4, 6. Oh my god, no! This isn't 4, this is 5. Okay, well, regardless, that message is coming out. Anyway, with this, we still have 5 and 6, but in the reverse position, so it's 6 and 5, not 5 and 6. So I think that there's some things. Okay, actually, okay, more messages are coming out actually through that simple fact of me misinterpreting it. Okay, so I think that it could be this relationship is coming in sooner than you think. At first, I thought that this was 264. So I was going to say, oh, it's 264, it's not 246. So there's something you need to figure out, and there's something that you need to do first to put this 4 back in its place so that it can be 246. But then I remembered this, or I realized this isn't a 4, this is a 5. So then I noticed how this is actually consecutive numbers themselves, 6 and 5. And then I noticed that it's counting down, it's 6 and then 5, and that tells me that it's very imminent. So I think this relationship is coming way sooner than you think, probably way sooner than I even think. Yeah. So let's see, 6, 11, 13, it could literally be 2 weeks for a lot of you. I think it's 2 weeks I think it's 2 to 6 weeks for most of you guys, honestly. Meeting this person, you know, when you get into an actual relationship with them, that could be like a little bit while later, but meeting this person, I think it's going to be in 2 to 6 weeks. You know, it could be potentially 2 to 13 weeks, which would be 2 weeks to, let's see, that would be about 3 months. So yeah, I think that's a pretty reasonable time frame. I think for a lot of you guys, or you know, maybe I'll say 2 months. For a lot of you guys, I think, you know, I'm gonna say most of you guys, it'll probably be closer to 2 to 4 weeks or 2 to 6 weeks. But for everyone watching this, I think it's gonna be 2 weeks to 2 months. But basically, I think this is going to be sooner than you expect, which also probably means that you're probably not going to be anticipating meeting this person wherever you do meet them. I was picking up before that it's going to be in like a social setting. So, you know, honestly, I don't think you'll probably remember this reading by the time that thing comes around. So now let's get some initials. I'll choose initials for the next person. All right, we have R, N. This is interesting. We have no vowels, unlike the first group, which had like only owls or vowels. So we have R, N, C, G, F, M, H. So those could be some of their initials. Oh, this is an interesting name, but I'm getting Neve. You guys know that one. It's spelled like N-I-M-H. So that could be your or their name. Let's see, any other? Roanoke, Rancocas Valley. If any of you guys are like near those areas, or you know, those could just be resonating words or places for you guys. But yeah, no vowels, so nothing else, no other words are really coming to mind. GNC or GMC, yeah, GMC, the car. So they could have that type of car or truck or whatever. But yeah, so I am going to leave it there for you guys, pile 2. If you liked this reading, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, especially subscribe because I do a lot of readings, especially a lot of, you know, love readings. And if you resonate with this energy, then I'll probably be picking up on your energy in the future in other readings that I do. So if you have an interest in that, please do subscribe. But I will leave it here, and I'll say have a nice day or night whenever you're watching this, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hello, pile 3. If you chose this little tree of life pendant along with this little like chain, this will be your reading. First of all, I want to point out to you that this chain actually has little like ladybugs on it. So here, hold on, let me try to make the light better by putting my flashlight on it. Nope, that's not better at all. A little better. Yeah, so it has little ladybugs on it. So maybe ladybugs are like a sign, or I think that they could especially be a sign that your person is coming. Especially because, you know, ladybugs and then the tree of life, it's giving me energy of spring. So I think that you could really meet them during the springtime. So, you know, that would be spring of next year, or just, yeah, whenever springtime is for you guys, wherever you are in the world. But this is interesting because this is like a pile. I really wanted 3 piles, so I was gonna do 4 piles and have 1 pile be just the pendant and 1 pile just be the chain, but then I thought, no, I could combine them and make it like a complete thing. And I think that that's gonna be sort of the energy that you and whoever you're in a next relationship with is gonna come into it with. I think that it's gonna be like, you know, 2 halves, 2 peas in a pod, 2 halves of a whole. Very, very compatible energy. But so let's just dive into it. Let's see, pile 3. Who is pile 3's person that they're going to be in a relationship with next? What is pile 3's next relationship like? What is pile 3's next relationship like? Alright. Pile 3's next relationship. But I will say that the pendant doesn't fit on the chain. The chain is too thick for the pendant to fully fit on it. So there is some aspect of you guys perfectly sort of complementing each other and yeah, being very complementary to one another, but also sort of having your own independence, being 2 different people. It's a beautiful energy of like interdependency, but also independence. So you guys are, you know, you're able to have a healthy relationship where you guys spend a lot of time with each other, maybe even like a lot of time with each other, but you guys also have your own lives with your own things to do, and you just have sort of boundaries. Oh my god, guys, these are the cards that came out first, Ace of Cups and the Star. Oh my gosh, this relationship is going to have so much love in it. You guys are going to be, yeah, I mean, like these things too, the ladybug chain, and then the tree of life pendant. Those are just such 2 beautiful, distinct energies. Like this pendant on its own is beautiful and enough for me. This chain on its own is beautiful and enough for me. But then like together, it's just like such an overwhelmingly powerful, spiritually significant energy. Ooh, and then you guys have the 9 of Swords. Alright, so let's clarify these cards. There's just going to be so much love in this relationship, though. You guys are going to be like the stars to each other. I'm getting heavy Aquarius energy in like both of you guys. I'm feeling like you guys could both also in some way maybe like be a little bit of like outcasts or something. Not like outcasts, but maybe you guys just both feel a little different. Maybe it's not even something that you think other people pick up on, but I think that you yourself just feel a little different than other people and the people around you. Maybe some of you guys are like neurodivergent in some ways, take what resonates, but I think that you guys, or maybe you guys just like come from a different area, a different culture, a different place, but I think that there's just some something that makes you feel different from like all of the people that surround you. And I think that this person's going to feel the same way, and you guys are going to sort of feel like you guys can be like two little aliens together. So let's see, let's get a clarifier for this Ace of Cups. Clarify this Ace of Cups, please. Even though it's the Ace of Cups, it's pretty straightforward. There's always, there's always more energies. Oh, it's a suspended person. So that's the Hanged Man. So the Ace of Cups, this is going to be something. I mean, so this pendant, I think this pendant just sort of fell off the chain, just naturally sort of slipped off the chain that it came in originally, and I don't know where that chain is anymore. And then this, I accidentally cut this with scissors, and that's how this chain broke. This was an anklet, actually, that I was wearing like 2 days ago, and I was cutting something on my legs, and I accidentally literally cut this chain off accidentally. It was terrible. But so there is there's an energy of surrender. There's an energy of you can't force this to happen. It's just going to simply happen when it wants to, or when the divine timing is right. Especially because this is someone who is going to be so peculiar. So peculiar in like the same way that you are. So it's like the universe is really going to need it to take its time. I mean, the universe took its time making this person so that, to make this person have the same energy as you, and the universe is going to need to take its time more, or even more, to bring you guys together. So let's get a clarifier for the Star. We have, oh my gosh, we have the Hermit. So you guys are both going to be very, oh my gosh, hold on, I first want to get out all the cards before I have the messages. So let's get a clarifier for 9 of Swords. Ooh, this one just shot out, and it is the Knight of Pentacles. So, and then we have the Nine of Pentacles on the back of the deck. Beautiful. Okay, so this is what I'm getting. You and this person just very much stumble into each other's lives. And maybe you guys are even trying to go out there and find people. And maybe you even do meet them on something like Tinder, maybe at something like a dating event. But it's, again, just the energy of you've put in effort. You don't really think that anything is going to, bite. You feel like this suspended person, but you're not trying to. You're trying to cut yourself down, and you're trying to make a path for yourself. You're trying to purposefully take yourself out of this Hermit energy. And I think that you don't really have a luck, and you don't have a luck for a while. And there is just such heavy Aquarius energy where I feel like, yeah, you just feel so different from other people that I think that connections are hard. I think connecting with other people is hard. Opening up to them is hard because they are so different from you. And I think that a lot of the times you can feel sort of their confusion by you, or maybe that's something that you project, or you think you're worried that you can feel. You're worried that these people think that you're so different and weird. And I think to some extent you're a little right. I don't think that, I think that people just do sometimes pick up on you being a little different, or I think that, they can just sort of tell by the things that you have in your life, the connections that you have in your life, your little routines. I think that, you live in your own little bubble. You do the things that make you happy, and only that, and you sort of let everyone else be bothered about these silly little superficial things, but you couldn't care less, really. And so I think that you're sort of living in your bubble, and you've been trying to also bring in, something like relationships while you've been in this bubble. And so I feel like it's just been hard. You've been trying to do it, but nothing will stick because these people just don't have the energy that you are needing. And it is just sort of like a misalignment sort of thing, It's It's not that these people are, you know, they're not checking items off. It's just you don't vibe with their energies. It's just they're not different in the way that you're different, and so you just feel incompatible to them because you guys are incompatible. And so, but you have been in this energy of like looking for it, for love. And it is just going to be very much given to you. And I think that it's going to almost be given to you in like the same ways in which you've been looking for love, or, you know, through those ways. So I think that, you know, if you've been going to on Tinder, I think that honestly, like, eventually it could be someone on Tinder, you know. But you know, you're gonna have no idea of knowing that until you just happen to, you know, match with this person, start conversating with them, and then meeting them in real life. You know, there's an energy of like this, it seems like it's going to play out like everything else, but then it isn't. You know, you guys are like the missing puzzle pieces for each other. You know, I thought that these readings were going to play out differently. I thought that I was going to have one pile with the pendant and one pile with the chain, and then, you know, nope, different plan. We're going to do one pile with both of them together. And so I think that you're not going to sort of realize that this person is going to be the person that you'll be in a relationship with next, until you get to know them a little bit better. There is an energy of like, even if you match with them on Tinder and like start messaging them on Tinder, it's like it feels like you've messaged other people on Tinder before and it had went similarly well to how it's going with this person, but you know, before it just never panned out and it never went all the way, because you just weren't solely compatible or wholly compatible. And so you know, I feel like you're gonna assume the same thing is gonna happen this time. But then it's like you meet them in real life, you actually go hang out with them, and you guys are like so insanely similar, and they have like the same awkward quirks that you have, and the same anxieties, and they like awkward laugh at the same moments as you do. It's just like, you know, perfect, like something clicking into place. That's what it's almost, yeah, like two things just clicking into place, like a puzzle piece or something. Two puzzle pieces clicking into place, where you're different, but you're different in like, you're different from each other, but you're also different from everyone else, and you're different from everyone else in the same ways. So it's like you're different from each other, but your differences from everyone else is what unites you, and even your differences between each other is what unites you, because those differences between each other are also the differences that you have with other people. And you know, those differences that you have with other people that were so alienating before, but now you see this other person who's gone through very similar things. And so there is just such a deep love here, a deep soulmate sort of connection. Even if, you know, I could see you guys even just turning into like deep friends, you know. There is obviously Ace of Cups, a romantic bond here, but like first and foremost, you guys have a deep, beautiful friendship together, that is sort of based around you guys feeling at home in each other in a way that you don't feel home in literally anyone else. You know, that you guys have a lot of anxiety just around life and people and connections in general, and let alone like romantic connections. And this person's going to come and they're gonna feel like exactly what you needed. They're going to be exactly what you needed to sort of take you out of your own insular energy and sort of help you feel a real connection with another person, to then realize, you know, oh, this is what everyone's talking about. This is what it feels like. For this pile, I really feel like, take what resonates, but I feel like a lot of you guys could have never been in a relationship before. Or you could have, maybe you've been in a lot of flings, a lot of connections, but you haven't been in like a real devoted relationship. Or, you know, if you don't resonate with that, maybe you guys just feel like you haven't been in like a true relationship. Maybe you feel like you've only been in relationships with people where it was like a friendship, but where you just said you were dating. But you know, you didn't feel that sort of like deep, beautiful love that you're going to be feeling for this person. So yeah, there's some sort of like this person is going to be exactly what you needed to feel like a human being, basically. You guys are going to help each other feel like a human being, because I feel like it was hard for you to relate to other people before, because this is sort of, I can pretty confidently say that even if you guys have been in a relationship before, you guys have never been in love before. And so I think that, this is the first time you are going to be in love with this next person in this next relationship. And it's going to, it's going to give you a sense of like, this is what everyone's talking about. This is giving me such deep Aquarius energies. Some of you guys could be star seeds if you resonate with that. But I'm feeling, it was hard for you to understand other people and what they do and how they found joy out of things. Because I feel like you found joy out of such innately different things. But I feel like this connection is going to very much ground you to the physical human world, and it's going to make you feel like, oh no, this is what they're talking about, actually. Like, oh yeah, like real romantic love, like human connection. It is like, this is a sacred thing. I get what they're talking about now. So for this Nine of Swords, you guys just do have a lot of anxiety that this person is going to help diminish. I mean, like, Nine of Swords clarified by the Knight of Pentacles. It feels like this Knight of Pentacles is like the universe giving you the pentacle, which is this person. I think that that's going to be the purpose of this relationship for both of you. It's going to give you an instance of pure, true human connection, genuine human connection with a person that you feel as comfortable with as if they were yourself. You feel like you know them as well as you know yourself. And maybe not at first. I think that you can feel like this person's very similar to you at first, but I think naturally you're just a little bit of like a skeptical energy, maybe. So I think that you are going to need time to sort of get used to people and adjust to them. And I think that this person is probably going to also feel that way. And so, it'll take a little bit, but eventually you guys are going to just become so incredibly close. And so, it feels like it's the universe giving you this person as like, as a means to like help diminish your anxiety, honestly, to help you go out into the world and feel like an active member of the world. Sorry about that. But so this is going to be definitely a very, very, very deep relationship emotionally. I think that you guys are going to be very emotionally vulnerable with each other very quickly. Or, quickly compared to other people, there's still this energy of you need to get used to them. It takes you a little bit to warm up to people in general, because I think that you are naturally wary of other people because you are so different from them, so you don't really understand them that well. And so, what was I saying? What was I saying? I hate when that happens. But this is going to be a very deep relationship because, you guys are going to open up. So it'll be after a little while, of course, after you get to know this person better, but you are going to like open up to them probably in ways that you hadn't opened up to anyone else before, or maybe it's like you had only opened up in these ways to like people that you were really, really close to or that you had known for a really long time. And this is like the first time. I mean, this is like probably the first. For a lot of you, this is probably the first person who you've gone this far down the romantic path with, so you're like far into dating them. And then also this is like the only person that like, only romantic type person that you've ever like told all of these things about yourself to. And I think that they are things like, sort of just how alienated you've always felt your whole life. And maybe, your past difficulties in finding a relationship or keeping a relationship or understanding people. And I think that you guys have just a lot of thoughts about yourself and your own journey. I think that this isn't a lot of like, trauma by external people. I don't think that it's like yeah, this isn't like, maybe you were, bullied or something as a kid, take what resonates, but I feel like for most people, it's probably, you know, a self-derived feeling of alienation. And I think that it's something that is definitely like warranted because I am getting like, star seed type energy from this. But regardless, it's something. Sorry again about that. A lot of interruptions. Okay, but now we are going to we're gonna get some energy about like this person. So yeah, very deep relationship that you guys have. Like soulmates for sure. And I feel like this is going to be a deep, long-term relationship. It really is, because I mean, you guys just do have so much. This is a person, like, this is going to be a best friend first and foremost. Like, you will have a relationship with this person for the rest of your life, most definitely. But this, like, relationship itself will be long-term, but the friendship will be like lifelong for sure. I mean, I think this friendship probably has like truly been, I think that you guys have probably gone through many life cycles together. I think that you guys could have even been like spirit guides for each other in past lives and stuff like that. Sorry if you guys hear noise. That's my family being annoying. We have cuddling. That card came out. So yeah, you guys are super affectionate towards each other. You guys love each other. I mean, and yeah, there's an energy of like you guys haven't ever felt comfortable enough to like cuddle with other people before, or like you simply haven't cuddled with other people before, because like you haven't been in another relationship with them, or a relationship with them, or you just, yeah, it's giving me a lot of energy of like it takes a while for you guys to warm up to people, but then it's like, and I don't know if you've ever found anyone to warm up with before this person, but you're going to warm up to this person, and you guys are going to have like a deeply affectionate side to your guys' relationship that I don't think either of you have experienced before. And I think it's only coming out because of this relationship. Then we have puppies. So that's giving me just more like cutesy energy, which this is so adorable. These are like the sweetest cards that have come out like yet for this, for considering this is like the Cards Against Humanity deck. Like these are such sweet cards that are coming out. I mean, you guys just, I do feel like this is going to be a life partner, because I mean, I couldn't imagine you guys like letting this person go from your life, honestly. Anything else? Like this person's going to be like a puppy dog in your eyes. You guys are going to be puppy dogs to each other. There's going to be just such like affection for each other. You guys are going to want to make each other as comfortable as possible. And I think that you guys are going to know how to make each other feel as comfortable as possible, because you guys are very similar in that way. There's a very deep psychic bond between you guys, because I think you, specifically viewer, are very psychic. I mean, obviously you're watching tarot videos, but I think that you are very, very psychic, like as in you could probably make your own tarot videos. And then I think that your person is probably also pretty psychic, but I think that your bond is just very psychic and spiritual. Let's see, anything else? We have Michelle Obama's arms. So that's like, I chose that one because like I was like, oh, maybe some of you guys have nice arms. So maybe some of you guys have nice arms, but I'm feeling also mostly it probably has to do with cuddling and the puppies. So I think that you guys could probably just really like to cling onto each other's arms. Ugh, all my cards fell. Not all of them, but a lot. You guys could really like to cuddle each other's arms. It's giving me a lot of like, maybe you guys won't like hold hands when you guys are out, but maybe you'll just like hold onto each other's arms or something like that. And then just in general, I think like, yeah, when you're home, you're just probably like, I feel like the viewer, whoever's watching this, you're probably very clingy or physically affectionate to this person. And I think that it's like, they appreciate it and it's mutual, but I think that you're probably more of the more of the physically affectionate one. Let's see, anything else? Michael Jackson. So maybe they like Michael Jackson. Maybe you guys bond over music. I could see you guys doing that, you know? I think that you guys could definitely be very artsy type of people, very creative type of people. So I could see you guys sort of bonding over things like music, art. I think that that could even, for some of you, that could even potentially be how you meet this person. I know that for a lot of you, you could meet them through ways like, you know, intentionally trying to find someone, you know, a romantic partner. Like maybe this is a mutual friend you try to have someone set you up with, and you've been trying to be set up with mutual friends, or maybe you're on Tinder and you've been on Tinder. But, you know, for some people, literally, what was I saying? Oh yeah, for some people, maybe you meet them at something like a concert or like an art gallery or something. And I feel like if you do meet them in a way like that, then there's going to be some sort of third entity that has you guys like talk and stuff. And so that's just to say, like, if you guys do conversates, or which you guys will, it's going to be your next relationship partner, but I think that you are going to probably talk to them. You'll probably go up to them about like the painting or the artwork or the concert artist or something, you know. I think that you're going to talk to them about that. That's what the conversation is going to be about. It's not going to be about like, hey, you want to go on a date with me? It's going to be a conversation about the shared interest. And then we have a really cool hat. So yeah, that's again more artsy energy. I think that you guys could be very, very alternative vibe, very indie vibe. Maybe you guys do like to wear, you know, a cool hat. Maybe you guys have like a few staple fashion items that you like to wear that you're known for, or maybe they do, and maybe that's, you know, something that you notice about them. Maybe that's actually even like the conversation starter. Maybe that's how you guys get to know each other. Maybe you guys are like, oh, wow. Maybe they say that you have a cool hat and you're like, oh, thanks, I actually knitted it myself. And they're like, no way, that's so cool. And then they have like their own little obscure like hobby that they do with knitting, and you guys bond about it or something. Yeah, but so that's what I have for these cards. And then we're going to get some more cards maybe about their physical attributes. So let's get some more about pile 3's next relationship partner. I'm so sorry about all the noise of my annoying family members. They're being so loud, and I'm trying my hardest to speak over their voices so that you can't hear them so much. But let's see. So pile 3's next relationship. Who's pile 3's next relationship? Loud. So that's interesting. So maybe I think it's just, you could meet somewhere very loud. So yeah, it could be that some of you guys meet at like a concert or something, or it could be just like a small like local performance or something. Juicy, interesting, wet, squishy. So that's like a weirdly sexual message, and this one was also a weirdly sexual message. So maybe there's some aspect also of like, you know, you guys do have also a very, because I don't think that you guys have a lot of past sexual history, because I think that your sexual history is probably closely linked to your romantic history, and I just don't think that you have a lot of romantic history either. So I think that for a lot of you guys, this also could be a sort of sexual awakening with this person. This relationship could serve as a sexual awakening because you just sort of are able to tap into that side of yourself where you haven't felt comfortable enough to do that before with other people. So let's see, what else for pile 3's? Too many cards. Pile 3's next relationship. Strange. So yeah, you guys are strange. You guys are both strange. But you guys are going to love that about each other. It's going to keep it interesting. You guys are like both very different. But yeah, like different enough where you guys both like each other and are interested in each other, but similar enough where you guys like feel safe. Like, and your similarity does stem from feeling different from other people. It's so interesting. It's like your similarity is in the fact that you guys both have the Aquarius vibe, but you guys don't have the same Aquarius vibe per se. There's like, you guys are still different, you know, like maybe your person is into conspiracy theories, maybe you're into spirituality. It's like you guys are different in similar ways, but not exactly the same. And then we have sweet. You guys' relationship is so sweet. You guys are so sweet to each other. You guys will literally be so sweet to each other. You will listen to whatever the other person's love language is, and you will just like relay that to them. And you guys, I think that you guys have lived in your head for so long. So I think you guys do have so much self-awareness. You're going to communicate. I think you're going to stress out about a little bit of stuff because I don't think that you've really had many relationship experiences before. And so I think you're, you may be worried that some battles are bigger than they actually are. You may be worried that some things are going to potentially lead to a red flag, but I think that overall you guys are going to learn that regardless, you keep having worries repeatedly throughout your relationship, but this person keeps subsiding them. So I think, you over time you're going to learn like, no, I can't trust this. I know that we can get through these things because I know that I've been worried in a similar way like this in the past, and I know that I've been through it in a similar way in the past. So funny. I think that you guys find each other hilarious, and I think that you guys have probably niche senses of humor that other people don't understand or appreciate as much. And so I think that you guys are going to really make each other laugh and think each other's even funnier than yourselves. I think that you probably both think that yourselves are the funniest person right now, but then I think when you meet this other person, you're going to think they're funnier than you. Slow, so I think this relationship is going to go very slow paced because you guys just need the time to be comfortable with each other. And then light, you guys are going to your relationship is going to be lighthearted for both of you. It'll be a little bit of heavy energy to come into full union with each other after you guys meet, just because you guys are going to be very wary, and this is very much uncharted territory. I don't think either of you have very solid relationship love experience. And so I think so it's going to be a little heavy at first, but then it'll turn very light very quickly once you realize that this person is just your mirrored soul. All right, let's get some oracle cards now. Some oracle cards about pile 3's next relationship. Pile 3's next relationship. So we have the resurrection. So yeah, that's giving me the energy that I think that you guys have had a lot of past failed experiences regarding your love life in your, in this lifetime. And I think that this relationship is the opportunity for like the resurrection, the redemption point. I think that this is also probably referencing past lives that you've had this person, and the fact that this is sort of now like you guys finally being able to come together and sort of like complete that cycle and have this rebirth in your connection that your souls have been waiting for. Because I think that you guys have been, separated. You've been separated in this lifetime, and your souls have been missing each other. Because it's like, oh man, I'm in this new scary place. Where's my soul buddy? And then you guys meet each other here, and you guys are like, there you are. Finally. All right, anything else for pile 3? Pile 3. We have revelation. Ooh, yeah, I'm going to keep shuffling actually, because both of those cards came out in the last pile, so I think they were stuck together. Ooh, sacred sexuality. Yeah, so you guys are that's going to be part of the resurrection too, You guys are going to rediscover this part of yourself, reignite it. Maybe you guys sort of like identified as like not being that into sex in the past, but I think that once you meet this person and they sort of trigger that side of you, I think that you'll realize that you know, you do have that side of yourself, but maybe you just weren't that confident or empowered in it before because you felt uncomfortable with the people you were around. But, you know, take what resonates. Of course, like, asexuality is a thing. No hate. You don't have to like sex at all. So I'll take these two. We have Universal Christ and Magdalene. Okay, so Magdalene's interesting because that's more of like the sexual energy, but it also has, you know, biblical allusions. And so Universal Christ, I think this is speaking about how it was sort of divinely guided that you guys met each other, you know, like you guys very much were supposed to meet each other, specifically when you met each other, because you guys were supposed to be sort of this comforting presence, comforting support person in the other's life. So I think that, you know, you guys both have your own lives to live, your own things to do. And I think that this person is, you know, they're going to act as like the ultimate support system to help you do those things. You know, it's going to feel like your life is just easier and better and lighter with this person in it, which is caused, yeah. So the word light, I think this relationship is going to illuminate a lot of things for you. It's going to illuminate just sort of how light life can be, because, you know, I think that before maybe you were really bogged down by other people's expectations and sort of absorbing them as your own. And then I think that this person really helps you stay grounded in your own morals and values because they have the same ones. And so, yeah, there's an aspect of this relationship just sort of making life feel very lighthearted and very, very, very fun for you. And that's sort of like the purpose of it. This person is supposed to just make your life better, and you're supposed to just make their life better. And you guys do. You guys will. All right, now let's get some. So that was the last oracle cards, but now we're going to get some die about, you know, roughly when you're going to meet this person. I think it could really, keep moving this, I think it could really differ for a lot of you. But let's see, pile 3. When is pile 3 going to meet this person? So we have 2, 2, and 5. So you guys could be 25. One of you could be 25, the other could be 25. You could meet when you're 25. Let's see, I'm also getting 2 to 5 months. But I gotta be honest, I'm feeling like for most people, you know, I feel like for the select lucky few of you, maybe you'll have 2 months, but I feel like for most of you, it's probably going to be, let's see, it's probably going to be 9 months to 2 years. That's what I'm feeling for most of you guys. I think that this is going to be, you know, you're going to be waiting around for this person a little bit. You do have the suspended person, because this isn't someone that you're going to easily step into the energy of. But I think that also, you know, really, I think of all the groups, probably this is going to be the least accurate time prediction, solely because I think that this is the group that's really meant to, like, you're just simply not going to know, because I think that you're going to be in an energy of just like repeatedly doing the same things, having the same routine, and then eventually one day this person's just going to be inserted into that routine somehow. And so lastly, we're just going to get some possible initials. So let's see, initials for these. So this could be your initials, their initials, maybe initials of the place where you meet or something. Let's see, pile 3. Ooh, X, I, R. Oh my gosh, some of you could be on SSRIs. No hate, take what resonates. Ooh, double I, you guys could have 2 initials. But that also just shows me how much you guys are like mirroring each other in the same. Maybe one of you guys like Rihanna. Rig. ex. Maybe one of you does have an ex. Maybe they have an ex. It could be, ooh, I could see that being for some of you. It could be that this other person that you meet, like they could have had just one relationship in their life that was a little toxic and a little codependent. So that could be a message for some of you, but I don't think that you should worry too much about that. So we have X, E, I, G, R, I. Oh my gosh, look at what this. I was going to say that this X reminds me of Grimes' son's name. And look at what we have. We almost have Grime, but we just need the M. So maybe you like Grimes. Maybe they like Grimes. Maybe you guys really hate Grimes. Maybe they really hate Grimes. Maybe you guys really hate Elon Musk. Maybe they hate Elon Musk. Maybe they love him. Maybe you love him. Probably not. That's the energy I'm getting from you guys though. But okay, pile 3. I am going to leave your reading there, my friends. If you liked this reading, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe, but I definitely recommend subscribing, especially because this does seem like a life partner. I would definitely, if you resonated with this message, I have a lot of future spouse readings, so feel free to like look through one of those, because I'm sure that I tapped into your energy there, and I'll probably be tapping into it again in the future. So definitely subscribe so that you can know when I post a new reading. But I hope you have a nice day or night whenever you're watching this. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.